Apple is the king of doing things late, but you gotta admit that a lot of it ends up being well done sometimes. Because yes, we have hints that Apple is finally going to adopt some new tricks on the iPhone 13, but boy are they like 5 years late. A new leak from the most trusted source reveals what we can expect for Samsung's Galaxy Unpacked. And speaking of launch dates, there's finally a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to the MacBook Pros. I'm Jaime Rivera, and when 2021 started, I did agree with this t-shirt. Now I really don't know what to think. This is Pocketnow Daily. Once again, the official news today begin with deals on some relatively new products, starting with Amazon and Apple. And at this point, I think it's already clear that if you want deals, and from Apple, they're coming from Amazon. You can currently get the latest iPad Pro for $50 off, leaving the 11-inch base model for $750. If you don't care about that Pro moniker because it kind of doesn't mean anything, the iPad Air just hit a new low with a $110 discount, meaning it starts at $639. If you're looking for a laptop, Dell's XPS 13 is getting an $130 discount, so you can get the Intel Core i7 variant for $1,500. Back to Apple, the AirPods Max just keep getting better with the $70 discount, leaving most color variants for $479. Now, if you want way cheaper headphones, JBL's Tune 750s are $30 off, so you can get them for a cool $99. And then we have more deals on other iPads, Logitech and Razer Peripherals, which are my favorite, and more in the description. Now let's switch on to foldables, but we're going to be discussing different brands for the segment. And it's only fair that we start with the current king of them, which is Samsung, and also the provider, as we have some new tweets from Ice Universe where in one he claims that in the second half of 2021, Samsung Z Fold and Z Flip will have the strongest folding screen technology with ultra-thin glass 2.0, but apparently you shouldn't expect much from the camera. It seems that the display will take such a priority over anything else that camera improvements are not coming. He also reiterates on the fact that there will not be a Galaxy Note 21 Ultra, which is why he mentions that the fall flagships are going to have the worst camera specifications. Now, moving on, we also have a tweet from Ross Young where he mentions that all 2021 foldables that will use panels from Samsung Display will bring 120Hz capabilities with LTPO features. He goes into detail to mention that the Z Fold and Z Flip are included, as well as the 7.57-inch foldable from Google and a 7.11-inch foldable from Oppo, and even larger models from Vivo and Xiaomi. So just to sum things up, we should expect great panels from Samsung flagships, and this also serves as confirmation that Google is working on their foldable, and it won't bring a mediocre display. Probably. Let's just hope the same thing happens with the specs. Moving on, let's talk about Apple for the first time today, as it's been a while since we've covered those updated MacBook Pros we've been waiting on since the M1 launched. And on Mark Gurman's latest newsletter, he mentions that the new generation of MacBook Pros will go into production in the third quarter with an announcement from Apple, which is expected between September and November. That's a big gap. But anyways, Gurman actually claims that Apple wanted to originally release them earlier this year, like all the leaks pointed to, but there was multiple issues with the production of mini LED displays, which ultimately resulted in a delayed launch. We're expecting these new MacBook Pros to bring flat edge designs with additional ports, and that mini LED display we currently get on the 12.9-inch iPad Pro that I'm not really too fond of. More on that in a video soon. We can also expect these with the next generation of Apple Silicon, which will pack some serious power according to other Bloomberg reports. Let's hope that this time it doesn't get pushed back. But all right, let's move the spotlight onto Samsung and their Galaxy Unpacked event, as we now get some leaks from very trusted sources. Starting with Evan Blaz, as earlier over the weekend, he tweeted out a leaked invite with the date for August 11th. But if you need more proof than that, I mean, let's just move on to the source, aka Samsung. Because yes, on typical Sammy fashion, one of their European websites accidentally leaked an image of the event invite, which happens pretty much every year. I think that's just part of their job description. I mean, it reads that the future will unfold in a new way very soon, and then goes on to say Galaxy Unpacked August 11th at 5 p.m. Moscow time, which makes it 10 a.m. for the East Coast. Now, at this Unpacked event, we're also expecting Samsung to launch the Galaxy Z Fold 3, Z Flip 3, Watch 4, and the Galaxy Buds 2. Now, speaking of those Buds 2 and official leaks, I mean, someone just found an early beta version of the Galaxy Buds 2 plugin on Samsung's server that reveals some information we hadn't heard. Like, apparently the color variants include gray or green. I mean, it was hard to tell that, but violet, yellow, black, and white. And I think we knew of all these colors except for the yellow ones. Now, another report also mentioned that we would be getting active noise canceling, at least from these earbuds, but apparently the option is currently invisible in the application. The screenshots show us the different tap features and equalizer, the pairing process, and more. Now, sadly, more capacitive buttons, it seems, which a lot of people really don't like. So yeah, August 11th seems to be the date, so I guess it's pretty safe if we just, started marking our calendars. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's shift gears onto Apple again and upcoming iPhones for both this year and sort of next year. Starting with this year and the iPhone 13, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman claims that Apple is finally ready to add an always-on display to the iPhone. And did I say finally? Which was the first, LG G5? No, actually, I think it was a Nokia years prior. Anyways, Mark's newsletter mentions that this always-on mode would be inspired by the Apple Watch, where it lowers the brightness and features a variable refresh rate in order to save battery life while constantly showing the display, which we got since Apple Watch Series 5. Of course, this feature would be enabled by those LTPO displays that have been leaked time and time again, which will also enable 120Hz refresh rate. Now, moving on from this year, let's talk about another iPhone that we could expect very early next year. A new report from Digitimes Asia cites industry sources that claim that the third generation iPhone SE 3 will be launched in early 2022. And the reason why we're covering this is because it goes along with a report from none other than Ming-Chi Kuo, where he mentioned we could expect it in the same time frame, with the same design, but with 5G and a newer A series processor. So, always on display on the iPhone 13 and a newer iPhone SE for the first half of 2022. I really just wanted the new design for the SE, Apple, but in today's question, do you use the always-on display on your current phone if it has it? Because I'm actually the guy that has ended up switching it off to save battery life, but that began when I started using a smartwatch. But anyways, that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know how much you would care about that feature. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram. And follow me on my personal handles to see me wear the best t-shirts in the world. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.